What's good, man? This is OG Drip, man. This is a channel where we talk about the spiritual truth and how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis, man. And today, y'all, man, we got to get up into it, man, and talk about something deep. Now, listen, y'all, we have people you got people that, I just made a video about programming, but you have people that's basically not programmed, so they so-called themselves spiritual, right? Because they have the history and obtain the knowledge that was being taught to them is actually a lie. So they become enlightened. You know what I'm saying? They can see the light in the dark, or however you want to look at it. So when we say things like that, man, it gets deep because that doesn't mean you at the route where you exactly know what a spiritual is. So that don't mean you actually spiritual. And a lot of things is because you're going through a phase where now you not only did you rewrite you you unprogram yourself, but now it's time for you to plant the correct seeds in the correct places. So now it's time for you to learn lessons and make the most of the lessons that you're going through in life. So whether it's a rough, tough lesson, whether it's an easy going lesson, it's still about you, how you processing out throughout it. See, now we have habits and things like that our body like to go towards. And we have things that our spirit like to go towards, or some people like to say energy, ether, whatever you want to call it, bro. Don't ever get lost in the terminology. Let's just remember what we're talking about. That actual force that make you get up, make you move, and without you there, it still was there. Before your body was even here, it was already here. That thing. You get what I'm saying? So however y'all want to call it. So when we say this, we got to realize at the end of the day, people that becomes spiritual is becoming just more relatable to what is actually going on. So being able to like, yo, you see the government over there, what they doing? Like, yes, okay, you got similarities. You know what I'm saying? That don't necessarily mean that it's actual synchronicity in a spiritual sense. That's still a physical way of seeing what's going on. It's like, duh, it's putting it out right here. Some of these things are meant for you to find. So now if you want to know about the history, you want to know about the internet or anything like that, yeah, you can learn all this you want. You can learn every sign in astrology. You can learn every spiritual book that was wrote. You can learn every spirit that took this and did that in history. But at the end of the day, you still don't know nothing about the spirit. Because see, as a spirit, you also have to walk and travel as one. So you have to know what is actually going on, paying attention to what you actually got going on in life, not paying attention to the things that they want you to pay attention to all the time. Because see, people at the end of the day think that now that they have all these similarities, like, oh, you seen that, they feel like now they spiritually connected. That is not spiritually connected, you guys. That's just being physically connected. It's like, no, anybody could see that if they looking at it. You feel what I'm saying? But as a spirit, you got to know how to use with that sight. You have to know how to use the actual sight of knowing where to go at. As your spirit, just like I was telling people before, if somebody pulled up in a car and you ever got that feeling, or you ever seen something went down and you knew that it was a bad feeling before it went down, and after everything went down, it was bad, horrible, or whatever. But at the end of the day, you knew that feeling. That is like a little gut feeling, right? That is like a little touch of what's actually going on. But when you start being able to sit back and go deeper within, you'll be able to see who you was even in your past life. So you'll learn how to accept who you were, learn from the mistakes you made then, the mistakes you may make now, because you see what your body is levitating towards. You like, bro, my spirit is telling me not to do that, but my dumb body want to go do it, and I'm falling into it. You feel what I'm saying? So you guys got to understand what is going on when we're talking about actually being spiritual. Because remember, between the spirit, you have your body, and you have three dimensions, or like we like to say, the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, where you can enter throughout being in a body and as just being spirit. Now, spirit also has the seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension, where you as a body just not entering in that type of sense. You get what I'm saying? So now when we thinking like that, we have to realize that people have a shift, right, into where they have higher thoughts, aka fourth dimension. You know what I mean? So they feel like because they have higher thoughts, and because all of them sharing a conscious of a higher thought at the time, they feel like this is the actual spirituality. But you got to remember, behind this, at the end of the day, you're going off of what you can see, because this is already crafted. This has already been made. So at the end of the day, you're still going off of creation and not understanding how to be the creator yourself, as in dating back into the time and the spirit of when you was actually being those things. Like, you can actually feel this stuff, y'all. I'm telling you, when you get deep, if you're not on that level, bro, just stay with me. Trust me. Because when you get deep into this, and you'll find your way. you'll get deep into this and you can like really see who you were. I'm not gonna say you can see the physical person you was or the physical color you was like that, because it's not about the physical. It's not about the physical body at all. It's all about who you was as a spirit, how you vibrated. So you got to remember how you went over here and over there. So it's not about no low vibration, high vibration. It's not none of that there in that type of sense. It's just all about what makes you go low, what makes you go high, as in what did you like, what did you love, what was you attached to, whether it was in this life or that life. So you say, for instance, and whether it's something that was you detached now and now you learn how to hate it. So I'm gonna say something that comes out of the fifth dimension. So you learning how to love things, and you learning how to love things and learn how to just love it for what you accomplish off of it. So you're like, you know what? Like, I went through that, but I love the fact that I went through that, because now look who it made me today. So AKA, when you can look at your life and you can look at other people's life and like, damn, I'm glad I'm not living that type of life. You lived that type of life before if you thinking like that. Because, see, this is what your spirit actually is showing you, because you have been in a body so many times that you may be getting shook and thinking focused on the brain and the concept of trying to do everything physical, to the fact that you don't realize that it's still not spiritual. You feel what I'm saying? So now when we getting deep, we talking about the chills. We talking about the things that you get and you like, damn, why did I just have that feeling about that? Why did I have that feeling about that person? Why did I feel the way I felt about that situation? Because you have experienced these situations in ways that most people can't speak of. Now, I'm sitting here talking to you all as a whole. Trust me, this is great, because if I was talking to y'all individual, it'll be broke down to the T, because I'll be able to tell you exactly where you came from or where you going at, and this is the reason why you're attracted to whatever you are, whatever. It's just like when people read the natal wheel, man. It's straight up. It's what you think people are doing. This is the real psychic ability. So now you got people out here that's thinking, these spiritual people thinking that a person that's like actually now doing some things. No, bro, it's all a spiritual sense of saying. It's not meant to be seen physically. It's meant to be felt, and you know it's in the area. You feel what I'm saying? So it's more like that. So it's like the Aru that's being put out. So you know how on Dragon Ball Z, y'all know I like to talk about the little shield that come around them. It's that is being put out. Is your junk gold? Is it red? Like, what is it? Is it pure? Is it evil? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it to put out? And evil is not a necessarily thing like that. And I'm not an agent, bro. See, this once again, this is another thing. And now they got these spiritual niggas sounding worse than anything. Oh, that's what they want you to think. Yeah, that's what they want you to think as you think. Because they done confuse you twice. They done got you over here and got you over there. So that don't mean you know what's going on, because in your spirit, you should know what's right and what's wrong for you. You get what I'm saying? So now you trying to live by a code that necessarily can't even be lived by. Oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. But everywhere you go, you have to use it. It don't make sense. So that's one of them boys like, if y'all ever seen what his name is, Nature Boy, that's like the stuff that he be on. Like, they be on some scamming stuff, man. That ain't even, it's not even spirituality, bro. They scamming. They don't know nothing about you. They ain't try to learn nothing about you. They didn't try to study. They didn't try to walk around people and nothing like that. So one thing about that, yes, anatomy is very important, because you do need to know what the body is capable of. You do need to know who you're around, why they doing what they doing, whether they know what they're doing or not. So whether they consciously aware, whether they subconsciously aligned, or however you want to say it, if they know what's going on with themselves, or they just being who they are. So you knowing how energy is being played out. So you seeing how they energy being played out. So there's not necessarily a bad person, but you necessarily understand why they might be bad for you, or you may not be good for them. So you get what I'm saying? So now, this is what bad and good and all that, man, because it's all the same, bro. They done tricked you so bad that it's like, damn, I done shook these people over here, these people over here. It's like a running back trying to get to the end zone. You feel me? Done trick so many different things that you got people now that's tricked. They done trick themselves out the game. You know what I mean? I ain't using television. I ain't using my phone. Well, go ahead, because I'm going to use mine. Mine is the way that I express myself. I get my message out. And not going to be the way that I earn my living and stuff like that, bro. So I'm definitely going to use my phone and use whatever. I don't care who's watching. You got to know how to talk between things. It don't matter who's watching, who's actually listening. You know what I'm saying? Everybody could be watching. Who's actually listening? It might be somebody behind them doors that be like, dang, bro, he's spitting so hard. I'm about to leave my job. I'm about to go work with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the powers that be. You never know. But at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And see, now they done treat you so bad that you don't want nothing to know about masonry, but yet masonry is going to get all the good list, but the way that they had to get it was fucked up. So you get what I'm saying? So now you able to get it here, you able to get the resources, but you also have to know how the spirit moves. So you got to know, like, yo, what is this book even talking about before you talked about it? You know what I'm saying? Bump this book, bump who created the book. You know what I'm saying? Who lived the life before the book was written? That's the type of stuff that we got to start diving into as a spirit. AKA, we got to have the Aries in life, the real spring, so we could be able to bloom, like we want to say, or have our own plant to be able to grow and now nurture off of the trees of life, AKA what we experience throughout life. So y'all, when it get deep like this, man, we back in the game. So as y'all can see, we finna get deep, man, because these boys is starting to get viewage because of people, not these boys, but these, you know, when I say that, y'all, I just mean in general, just the ones that claim they're spiritual, to the point that I'll be finding myself arguing with someone and I'll be like, you know what, you right, bro. You right, bro. I don't know why I even said that, bro. You right. That's what the Illuminati want us to think, bro. You right. They ain't got nothing to do with it. Then yet they'll say, hey, bro, they stole all our stuff. Okay, so you telling me the stuff that they're using is evil, but they stole all our stuff. Where you think they get that stuff from? That's our stuff. So you're saying our stuff is evil? Like, it don't make sense. So when it get down to that, you guys, they're not talking about an actual physical thing that been stolen. Here these spiritual wannabes come because now once again, you don't let it get physical and not spiritual. They don't forgot. They don't reprogram people spiritually to make them forget the ways of how to move as spirits. You get what I'm saying? Now got to move as men, as in a man's way of thinking. They're one that's controlling the time, aka the one that's controlling the world as we see it. You get what I'm saying? Or even yourself was already an enemy. This is just someone that's just adding fame to the fuel. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is like what I be wanting to break down. And now I'm just finna stop caring about how people judge me about the way I'm saying stuff and like that, bro. It get irritating, though. You know, that Virgo sign in me be having me like, man, nah, I'm finna learn better words. And I'm like, nah, hell no, I'm not finna get more lost in their terminology. We already know they made the whole English. They made this language, that language, whatever you want to say, they already done put their finger in it and adjusted it. Broke it, fixed it, however they want to say. If it was fixed, they broke it. If it was broke, they fixed it. All right, y'all better understand this inverted junk get deep. And thinking God backwards. All right, you representing God and you doing the same thing as the Satanists, but worse. They know what they doing. They know they want to come back. They trying to pick a body to come back in. You just so lost. You just about to come back in the body with the most messed up life ever. But so y'all got to remember that, man. We got to remember how to move as a spirit. When you feel something ain't right about that, that is not right. Now, sometimes you can be a little misguided because if you're not really spiritually in tune, remember that. Because once again, if you're not spiritually in tune and they done scared you away from your own spirit and stuff like that, you're only going to see the image that is being put out due to what they created for you, aka the image of man. So now this goes back to even the spirit. So now you got to understand where anatomy and astrology is different. Astrology is real and anatomy is like telling you like, yo, astrology is real. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, we're going to wrap this video up, man. OG Jerk, man, I'm out.